I'm starting a new series that's going to run over the next couple of weeks, World Champion Checkmates. I'm going to set you a series of puzzles, one for each of the world champions, and this is something of a little bit of fun, a break from the serious analysis over the last couple of months. So let me start with the very first world champion, Wilhelm Steinitz. And this is a game from his match against Johannes Zukertort in 1886. This was the first official world championship match. Both Zukertort and Steinitz had laid claim to the title of the world's best player, and in 1886 they finally met to sort out who really was the world champion. Wilhelm Steinitz won the match, of course. He was an incredible character. Born in Prague in 1830 in, well, some poverty actually. Lived on the streets in Prague for some time during his teenage years. You know, after falling out with his family. He used to sort of hustle for money playing chess. Then he moved to Vienna, became a strong player there, moved to London, which was really the centre of the chess world in the 19th century, and eventually ended up in the United States. So this game from 1886, this match, it is black to play. So how did Steinitz finish this one off? He... well, you're going to need not just the first move, you're going to need to work out a little sequence of moves to solve this one. It's not too difficult though. As I said, Steinitz is an extraordinary player. He sort of founded the principles of modern chess, in many people's opinion, and I think I would certainly go along with that. He was quite an irascible character. He seemed to fall out with a lot of people, but could also show great kindness as well. And well, in the last stages of his life, he fell into poverty again, like the early part of his life, and mental illness as well. I'm afraid a fate that befell many chess players, sadly, poverty and mental illness. Perhaps not these days, but certainly in those times. He said towards the end of his life that he could play successfully against God and give him a pawn and a move as odds. So there we go. I think that kind of says it all. Anyway, it's about time I showed you the solution. Hopefully you've had time to solve it by now. Steinitz played bishop to e5 check. Nice move. If queen takes bishop, then we give a check here. Another check, drive the king up the board. So king f4, queen takes f2 is mate already. So the king goes here and a check. The queen has to interpose, and then g5 check will win the queen as the king has to move away, and well, it'll be mate shortly after. So after bishop e5, Zukertort played f4. And here there are several winning moves. Bishop d4 is actually pretty simple, and well, if the queen moves away, then queen g1 will be mate, or well, either queen g1 or queen h1. It's going to be mate. Another quite a flashy move here is g5. That's very nice, with the idea that queen g1, when the king moves here, queen g2 will be mate. Let's just see that actually. Pawn takes here, and the g5 pawn covers those squares. It's rather a neat checkmate. So g5 is a really flashy move, and the move that Steinitz actually played in the game. Bishop takes pawn check. We give a check here, and now a check here. That's the best move. So that after king h4, let's just, well, here Zukertort resigned, but if king h4, then queen e1 check. Queen has to interpose, and then after g5, we distract the king away from the queen. There we go. Let's show this. and it'll be mate fairly shortly after that with an extra queen. So not too difficult, but quite neat. Bishop e5, finish things off. Right, I'll be showing you then a game from the next world champion in the next clip. So we move on to Emanuel Lasker next.